son by taking him to the prom.
Don't mess up that makeup,
Hey, Shalom, brother. Shalom. This is Brother Howard of GMS Toronto coming back with another one. And look at this. This is judgment. That's all that this is. A lot of these people think that we're phobic, right? Like we have fear of them. We don't have fear of you and your sexuality. We don't have fear of you, of anything that you do, right? We're not homophobic. We're not none of those things. We're judges. And we understand what this is going to bring, not only for your own self, but what it's going to bring to us as a people. You are now going to affect our people, just like if I was supposed to raise my child to be a gang member or raise my child to be a drug dealer. It's going to have negative effects, not only on him, but it's going to have a negative effect on the community and the people as a whole, because more than likely he's going to do that damage and destruction to his own people, and to himself. He's going to damage himself twofold. He's going to damage himself physically, right? Because when you are a drug dealer or a gang member, you can die, you can end up in jail, or you can end up harmed, right? In the hospital, whatever the case may be, right? You see a lot of people that are drug dealers or gang members, right? They are maybe in wheelchairs or whatever the case may be, right? The Most High might harm them to such a state where they will never be themselves ever again. And then the last part of the destruction, which is not the last, it's really and truly the first, but you don't see it, is the spiritual destruction, which our people are under a dark cloud. If you ever watched a cartoon and you see the dark cloud following a man or a woman, right? That represents spiritual judgment, where nothing you do, right, can affect the negativity that continues to happen to you. And that's the state of our people. When I say our people, I'm talking about you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We as a people, we're under a dark cloud for things like this. We're not under a dark cloud because we're hating on you and because we don't want you to be free and be liberated. And no, we just want you to know that certain judgments, spiritual judgments, happen and take place when you break certain of the Most High's laws. You people have to understand, being on earth, being on the planet Earth, there's a certain way to live with the earth, and there's a certain way to live in the earth. You can't just do anything you want to do in the earth. That's not how the earth works. The earth is supposed to rest every 7 years. It's known as a land Sabbath, okay? There's certain things in the earth you people are not even supposed to be eating, but you eat it. But the Heavenly Father never created them to be eaten. And there's certain things in the earth that you're not supposed to do because they bring judgment. And judgment is going to befall not only this young man that is going through a mental episode where he thinks that he's a woman, where he doesn't understand the power of his manhood. The power of your manhood is in serving the Heavenly Father, right? You as a man, you were born to serve God. You were supposed to be a priest. Do you think you can serve God dressed like this? Do you think you can serve the Heavenly Father with a mentality like this? No. You know why? Because you're unclean spiritually. You are unclean spiritually. You have spiritually lewd thoughts, right? To where you cannot think straight. No pun intended, right? But you cannot think straight because your thinking is that you are a female, or that you are a female trapped in a man's body. And that's completely going off because the glory of the woman is different than the glory of the man. Now, this is Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5, and it reads, "The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, and neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy power." Right? So there's a dress code, right? Just like there's a dress code for the army, right? So what is this letting you know? This is letting you know that you people, you have more respect for man's ways and man's laws more than the Heavenly Father's laws, right? Because in this world, like when I went to school, I first went to school in Jamaica, and in school in Jamaica, you have to wear a uniform. When I came here in Canada, at first there wasn't no uniform, and then there was a year where they made everybody switch to a uniform. Now, how could the school make everybody switch to a uniform? Because they have authority, they have power. What would happen if you came to school without a uniform? First of all, you would need a note as to why, right? If it was an emergency or something like that, I don't know, maybe your house caught on fire. Or if you did come to school without a uniform, well, guess what would happen? You'd get sent home. You weren't allowed in their school without the uniform. So the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, is letting you know that there's a dress code on earth. And the dress code on earth is that a man should not wear clothes that are meant for a woman. So if you are a man and you like to wear women's underwear, if you are a man and you like to wear dresses, if you're a man and you like to put on a bra, right, like they called in this society cross-dressing, you are completely an abomination. Now let's get the word abomination. 1 second. Let's define it. This is the word
abomination.
And it reads, a thing that causes disgust, right? So you are disgusting in the eyes of the Heavenly Father. This is his world. This is his company, right? Just like when you go to work, some workplaces have a dress code, right? Like some guys who work on a construction site. When you go on a construction site, you have to have a hard hat. You have to have steel toe boots, right? These things are not optional. These things are mandatory. You see what I mean? So you people in this world, you have more honor and you have more respect for the laws of the Caucasian, right? You have more honor and you have more respect for the laws of this world. But for some reason, the laws of the Most High, you don't fear, right? But guess what? It says a thing that causes disgust or hatred, a feeling of hatred. So when we as a people are being destroyed and we're known as a statistic, or you're wondering why the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are in the condition that they're in. You're in the condition that you're in because the power of heaven and earth and everything hates you. And he has issues with you. And there's judgments that are happening to you on a spiritual level, which is making you destroyed. You're being destroyed as a people spiritually. Spiritually, you're filthy. You're disgusting. And you might look good on the outside. You might look clean, right? Let's go back to the video, right? Doesn't this person look clean, right? They look like they just took a shower. They just did their hair, right? They did their nails. They look clean on the outside. Well, to me, you don't look clean, but I'm just talking about to the natural man, right? When a natural person looks at you, they're going to be like, yeah, you're clean. Your suit has probably never been worn, right? You got your nails done like a female, which is against the law as well, right? So you look clean outwardly, but inwardly, you're filthy. Now, this is Matthew chapter 23, verse 25. And it applies in the context, not that you are, right, a scribe or a Pharisee, but It reads, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you make the outside of the cup and of the platter," right? You make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess, meaning that you're filthy on the inside. Right now, even though this is talking about something else, it applies because in the context of looking good outwardly, even though to me you don't look good, right? To me, it looks like pure confusion, right? But in the context of, new clothes, new shoes, nails done, hair done, right? It might look clean to the world, but in a spiritual sense, oh my gosh, in a spiritual sense, you are defiled. Now, this is Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 43. And it reads, and there shall ye remember your ways and all your doings wherein ye have been defiled, and ye shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for all your evils that ye have committed. And this is one of the evils that our people have committed going back to the beginning of time, right? Because everything is reincarnated. We have been reincarnated throughout different generations. We come back. Every time we come back, we have another chance to please and to serve Yahweh. And throughout all these different generations, we have fallen short as a people, which is why Yahushua is so important. Yahushua came back as a lifeline, right? He came back as a lifeguard that's helping only the elect. The majority of you people, you Israelites, you're going to drown and you're going to be deleted, which is a righteous thing because you don't even care, right? You might see these videos, right? Even if it's just a glimpse, you fan your hands, you kiss your teeth, right? You curse the prophets, you wish death upon us. So guess what? The Heavenly Father is going to wish death upon you. And when he wished death upon a person, it's not like when you people wish death upon the prophets. When you wish death upon the prophets, you're cursing yourself. When the Heavenly Father wishes death upon you, it's going to happen. Look at this madness. Look at the dad in the background. Look at him. Is that a representation of a judge? No. He's not even a representation of a man. He's a representation of a broken man, right? And due to our households being a matriarchy, our men, the men of our nation, don't even know how to put their foot down and where to put their foot down. You have to put your foot down when it comes to laws, statutes, and commandments, meaning that you have to let our women know what's right and what's not right. And if they're not willing to abide, not just by your laws, but by the Heavenly Father's laws, you have to remember, you're also in subjection to those laws. So the woman could feel like you're subjugating her all she wants. Bitch, if you're subjugated, then I'm subjugated, right? You're not above me. So if you're not above me, then guess what? You can't just do whatever you want to do because I cannot do whatever I want to do. And if you listen to the background, you can hear who has the majority of the influence in this household or a part of this structure. It's the women, right? They're the ones praising this situation. They're the ones praising this degenerate situation and this defiled situation. And the father is just there. He's just there as a prop. He's there because he's being indoctrinated and he's being used to indoctrinate the rest of you men as to what a good parent is or a good father is. This is not a representation of good parenting. And this is not a good representation of a good father. A good father is supposed to judge according to the laws, statutes, and commandments. Does this situation break the laws, statutes, and commandments? Yes, it does, which means that he is not a good judge, and he's definitely not a good parent. He has failed his son, right? Just like Dwayne Wade has failed his son, this man has failed his son. Well, you know what? I can't really say Dwayne Wade has failed his son. Dwayne Wade is a sellout, and he is leading his son down the path of enlightenment to that demonic world. Now, this is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 12, and it reads, "There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death." Okay? And we've all been in this mindset before, right? Because we were of the world. We were raised in that matriarchy. And when I say we, I'm talking about brothers that are a part of this truth right now, right? We used to celebrate Christmas and Halloween and all these other unhigh holy days. Brothers used to sleep with other men's women, and we used to do defiled, degenerate shit, right? Brothers used to sell drugs, right? Some brothers used to sell women, right? Prostitution, all of this lewd shit that could have brought us death. But, through the gift of righteousness, right? Some brothers were delivered from that. And in our eyes, those things seemed right, but they weren't right. They were wrong. And they weren't just wrong for us to do, right? As an individual, they were also wrong for us as a people, right? We were bringing negativity to our people and promoting the negativity as something right. That's where you get gang culture, right? Or you get prostitution culture, where these women think it's okay to be a slut and a whore. It's not okay to be a slut and a whore, just like it's not okay to be dressed like this young man is dressed. And I'm not saying that this young man cannot turn from his ways. I'm not saying that. He can. He can turn from his ways. He's just being used as a lesson as what not to do and the effects that it's going to have on not just him, but us as a people as well. And we're going into the time now where Yahweh, right, who you people ignorantly call God, is going to execute judgment swiftly. We're not living in a time right now where judgment is going to be taken 10 years, 20 years. No, we're living in a time right now where you do something wrong, the Heavenly Father might judge you that same second. He might judge you the next day, right? This man might go to his prom and, something spiritual might happen to where, right, he never comes back home. And that's going to be his fault. That's going to be his parents' fault. That's going to be his father's fault, right? Yeah, he's going to be crying soon, right? He's going to be weeping and crying very soon. He's going to be weeping and crying because of his ways, right? This is all wickedness, man. This is all wickedness. This is a grown-ass man that should have been taught how to be serving the Lord from the age of 12 years old. And now he's being taught on how to serve another man. Now, when I say serve another man, you know what I mean, which is complete filthiness, man. Now, this is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13, and it reads, "If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them." Meaning that you won't be able to say, "Oh Lord, I died innocently." No, your blood is upon yourself, right? This is the judgment of what this action is, right? Which is an alternative lifestyle, is going to bring death and destruction, right? You can't blame anybody in that time of judgment. You can't blame anybody and say, "Oh, I died wrongfully." No, you died righteously. You didn't die wrongfully, you died righteously. And that's what's going to happen to the majority of you people. That's going to happen even to his parents, right? That's going to happen to his parents, especially when you're not raising your children with the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why our people are being raised ignorantly. That's why it's important for the brothers to do these videos as well, right? Certain topics you might not want to touch on, but it's important to touch on because our people are lost, right? So we're washing the blood off of our hands so our people can see what's right and what's wrong. In the day of judgment, the Lord's going to play back all these videos, right, that you people you know of, you watched, right? There's certain people that watch our videos that will never comment, or sometimes they do comment, they'll comment with hate, right? And the Lord's going to use that to judge them. I'm going to be like, see, the Lord speaks to his men, and he's going to say, see, I was talking to you then. And then your only defense is going to be like, oh, Lord, I never knew it was you. But guess what? The truth is the truth. So once you hear the truth and you disregard the truth, that's on you now. And that goes for me as well, right? When somebody's speaking truth, you could either choose to download the truth and take the proper actions on how to change your conduct and your ways, or you could disregard the truth. And then when judgment befalls you, you no longer have an excuse, right? So that's why we're washing the blood off of our hands with the preaching and the teaching and the feeding of the Lord's people through the word, which is also a baptism. The brothers that are cleansed through the Thawa, really and truly the blood of Yahushai, they will be saved. And the rest of you demons, the rest of you degenerates, you will die or be deleted. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. I'd like to say double honors unto the elders and elder apostles of GMS that rule well and that teach well, and to the elect and the 1/3 that are on the four corners of the earth, doing this work in truth and in sincerity, and listening to the few sisters that are being humble and quiet. Shalom. Till next time, Kwame Asherah.